Go.
Hey everybody, it's Max Moab Offroad. Tim Hardy here. Joe, Bazooki Joe, this is for you. This is Tim. Tim's going to give us a little walk around of his vehicle and what he's done to it, trials and tribulations, so forth and so on. Tim, tell us what's going on here.
Well, it's basically still a Samurai. It's a wrecked body. Was cherry when I first got it. Perfect. Wasn't a dent in it. Perfect paint. But shit happens. Has the stock axle housing up front, modified axles inside with the Detroit. The back is a modified sidekick with Ford axles, 31 spline. Ford side gears modified to fit inside the carrier. Got a 4-to-1 T-case. Pretty simple there. It has CV Barfield drive lines, which are kind of unique. And the engine, which is now another engine, the 96 engine, recent, stock, 1.3, carbureted. Cheapo bumpers, I call them curb feelers.
Tim, what I want to know is how do you get your these
Nerf bars?
Nerf bars curved?
Well, they were flat.
Custom
They
shaped,
were flat.
Oh, you shaped them on the rocks.
And as I kept driving over the rocks and slamming down on the rocks, they eventually started to bow, which
So,
gave
like,
me more clearance.
After 20 years, this thing will...
So they've been clearanced.
They've been clearanced. These
Yes.
are bent by the rocks. I think that side's a little bit more than this one. And it has helped.
Those
You know,
custom flares are nice.
Yeah, well, I was pulled over. Well, I wasn't pulled over by California Highway Patrol, but I had stopped at a gas station and I'd asked the guy, why is it that I don't get pulled over? And the guy goes, well, my book's not big enough first. And then he goes, well,
he's lazy.
you're just not intentional. You don't, you know, you've made an attempt to make it look like you're trying to do something. And so that's why I've kept them on there ever since. Even if I have to, if I have to screw them on there.
In the accident, what happened to the other vehicle?
Oh man, it was pretty bad, Tom. Pretty bad.
So Tim, let me ask you something. So I heard rumors that you drove this all the way up to California. No tow rig, no nothing. This is the rig you drove. Is that true?
This is the rig I drove, but this year I had about 370 miles on a trailer because the engine was starting to go. I pulled off on a tow road on the side, and a passerby with an open trailer just happened to be there. I mean, within minutes of me pulling over, stops. I chat with him, and he says, "I'll take you anywhere you want to go." And he told me 370 miles. So I didn't drive it all the way here, but this thing has been across the country. This would have been its fifth time.
Damn.
So
How
it's
many
been
miles
great.
you got on this rig the way it sits, if you had to guess?
I would say it's probably 260 to 270.
It's pretty impressive. So anybody that gets a chance to see this video, living proof, it doesn't have to be a trailer queen to go wheeling. Would you say that's a true statement?
It doesn't have to be a trailer queen, but you got to be pretty tough to drive it.
Tim, tell them how
It's
you
got a
sleep.
Cadillac.
Tell them how you sleep when you're on the road. How do you cross country trip? Where do you sleep?
I basically pull over, find a spot, usually off the road, try to find a spot like a dirt road or something, get off there, and either underneath the rig or alongside it.
Underneath the rig.
Yeah, underneath it sometimes or alongside it, on the ground.
That must be a samurai trait, because I've seen my buddy Bazooki Joe, who I'm doing this video for, do the same thing.
Well, last year I brought a tent cot and a Suzuki with a trailer, a different Suzuki. They
I
had a
remember
trailer
that.
on it.
I've seen the video.
And
Blue
the tent cot was in the back. And I used the tent cot both coming and going, and on the event. And that was nice, especially the Bear in Chicago, or in Michigan. So,
You get a visitor.
yeah, I had a visitor.
You leave your cookies out or night?
No, he came up to my tent cot and did a good 60 seconds worth of sniffing.
All right, so
You wait.
how long have you had this particular vehicle?
I've had it, I got it in 94 and it was built pretty much the way you see it in 95.
So
But
you've
it
been-
was cherry and it had the doors. I still have the doors and the windshield frame, which is still cherry.
Doors fit?
No.
No. Windshield frame fit? No. No.
It'll have to go on another one. But
Let's put them on eBay.
So what size tire run?
35. It's all, it's never had any bigger than 35. Several different brands of 35s, but just bigger. These happen to be the tires that I ran 10 years ago on the Ultimate Adventure.
Wow.
And it was 10 years since I'd run it, in 10 years, so I went back to these same tires.
Serious stuff though.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Hey, I appreciate the video.
No problem.
Appreciate everybody watching. Cheers to you. Moab Offroad, Louisville, Kentucky.